Hello everyone, this tarot reading is focusing on the question, what part of yourself are you ready to embrace fully? So for the Animal Oracle card, you've got the Armadillo Spirit, set healthy boundaries. For the Tarot, you have the Five of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, the Ten of Wands reversed, and at the bottom of the deck we've got the Ace of Cups. So straight away what I'm noticing in this reading is it's really about stepping into self-worth, stronger boundaries, and no longer carrying emotional weight or responsibility or energy, my darling, that drains you or is not actually yours to hold. Okay. Now, for the Five of Pentacles, that truly is a very, very uncomfortable energy, especially with what I'm picking up with this. So I do want to be clear about that. You know, this can represent emotional hardship, financial pressure, feeling unsupported, or like you're having to move through life without any help or stability you need. Even if you were in a relationship, you will feel extremely lonely. Even if you're working for a company, you will feel extremely, again, like lonely, unsupported, not appreciated, taken for granted. Yeah, this is and it can feel very isolating with the Five Pentacles, exhausting, and at times, you know, they're humiliating as well to be put in that Five of Pentacles energy. It's you can be, or people have been, how do I say this? It's just a very humiliating experience sometimes, okay? But you are trying your best. Whatever life throws your way, you are trying your best. Whatever people throw your way, you're trying your best. But yeah, it's still definitely, you know, it still feels left out or overlooked for sure. Now, for some of you, this may have been very external, real life challenges, lack, instability, or just constant difficult circumstances that you have to experience or have had experience. For others, it can be internal, that deeper feeling of, you know, why am I always the one that's giving but I don't receive anything in return? Or why do I end up feeling drained even when I show up for others, right? And what that I want that to highlight is that this is not your final state, because immediately after this we move into the Six of Wands, and this shows progression. This shows you overcoming this. This shows resilience. This is not you staying in that energy, but rising out of it with more awareness, strength, and self-recognition, my darling, and self-love as well. Even if it hasn't felt like it at times, you have been moving forward. You have been learning from what you've gone through. Now, the Ten of Wands is where that kind of like real shift begins, because this is a release point. This is where you start putting things down, emotional burdens, responsibilities, expectations, connections, jobs, or situations that have become too heavy for you to keep carrying, okay? Now, this as well is where, with the Armadillo Spirits, that health boundaries comes in, because this isn't just about protection, it's about discernment. It's about finally recognising, I don't know, what belongs to you and what doesn't. And it's strange because a few moments ago I was seeing in my mind, I don't know if you've watched South Park, but there's an episode in South Park where there's like homeless people constantly asking for like change. Even if you give them change, they still want more change. So it kind of makes sense to me why I was being shown that, because to me what it feels like is there is a pattern where also your energy has been constantly accessed by others. People coming to you, people needing something from you, people needing your healing energy, yeah? Asking for help, asking for support, your time, your emotional energy, again and again. And over time, that kind of creates this like dynamic that like feels very, very draining, or is just extremely draining. It's almost kind of like very much with the Five of Pentacles being here, this vampiric energy, where you're constantly giving, constantly holding, constantly being there, but not always receiving the same back, that same balance back. And this isn't about blaming anyone, it's just about awareness, because once you can like see it yourself, you can then change how you engage with it. You start to recognise when something is mutual and when something's taking more than it gives. And that's the shift this reading is really pointing towards, my darling, really, isn't it? Because yeah, with the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck, that shows what happens when you begin to release this pattern. Your emotional energy starts to return to you. Your capacity to feel, connect, receive becomes balanced again, my darling. So a part of yourself that you're ready to embrace fully is, I would say, it's the version of you that protects your energy. The version of you that sets those healthy boundaries without guilt, my darling. And the version of you that no longer confuses over giving with love. Because real love, including self-love, never leaves you empty. All right? I hope this reading's helped. Have a good day. Bye bye.